Hi, I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Run Smart New York. Today, this is part 2 of a mini-series on preventing IT band syndrome, and we're going to focus on strength training without the use of weights. I have Caitlin, a local triathlete, and she's helping me here today. So let's just turbocharge the sports medicine on this and get busy. I originally told everybody that the IT band reaps havoc on runners and triathletes when the glute medius on the outer part of the hip gets weak, and when the vastus medialis on the inner teardrop muscle of the knee, when that gets weak. So we're going to focus on those today. All right, first, a great exercise to try is step over lunges. Just ask Med for Mortals. He's one of the best runners on the planet, and he loves this exercise for strength training his glute medius. Go back and forth, make it a little more dynamic for me, Caitlin. Good, when she goes down, there's a focus on that outer hip in order to kind of maintain stability and come back up and cross over again. That's a great way to strengthen the glute medius. Another way would be some hip drops. Stand up on a step stool or on a step. Get your balance. Thank you. And now focus on trying to get that leg to almost touch the floor and come back up again. And then where do you feel that, Caitlin? Tell everybody.
Right back here in my glutes.
That's right, in the glutes. And this exercise, do like another 2 more. This is specific for the glute medius. It's an excellent exercise to do. Now, I'm going to show something that a lot of people do that they think that they're strength training the glute medius. Go ahead, put on that band. And because she has such great form when she showed me how to do this, go ahead, show me how to do it. That's it, side-stepping lunges. Now the deal is with these side-stepping lunges, it targets the glutes a little bit, but the problem with it is that it also targets something called the tensor fasciae lata. The TFL is the origin of the IT band. And if you're strength training the TFL, you're just shortening up the IT band and it's going to wreak havoc on your running style. So my advice, cut that exercise out. Please stop that exercise. Show them what else people do inside the gym. They're in the health club, they go to that abductor machine. We're going to kind of mimic it. That's the one that looks like a scissor that opens and closes the legs. So the deal is the tensor fasciae lata is a hip flexor, so the hip is flexed, and it's an abductor. So when you're on that machine and you load it up with lots of weights and you're pushing back and forth and you're opening and closing, you're just shortening that tensor fasciae lata and you're setting yourself up for IT band syndrome. So please stop that dumb machine. It's not worth it. Instead, do clamshells. Go ahead, anchor yourself around. Go above your knees for this one. A clamshell is such an easy exercise. Go ahead and add resistance to it. But this does not get the tensor fasciae lata, and it targets the glute medius, and try to get higher, higher, higher until you feel it. Show them where you feel it. I know I'm pointing to it.
Right here.
Yeah, she's getting it in the back of the glute. That's where you want it. All right, let's kind of keep going. We got a lot to cover. Let's take this off. Get into a side plank. Face the wall for me, please. So a side plank or a side bridge is a great way. Go ahead, get your balance. People think about it to strength train something called the quadratus lumborum, or that's how I think about it, but it strength trains something called the quadratus lumborum and the abdominal obliques. It is an ab core exercise, but it also targets the glute medius, and you want to get the core working together. Now, to kind of make this much more challenging, put your leg a little back, now hold it up, maybe go up and down with it. Go down, come back up. Can you see the divot inside her glute here? That's the glute medius and it's working. People sometimes will bring their leg forward and then do the exercise, but then we're back to that tensor fasciae lata getting really short and tight again. So don't do that. If you're gonna lift it up and act all cool like you're really strong, go ahead and do it in the back like this. Up and down. Let's do one more. Great. Lie on your back for me. Another excellent exercise to get the glutes working and the hamstrings firing and trying to take pressure off the IT band. A simple bridge exercise. People often ask, how far apart should their ankles be? I think if you're a triathlete, make them about as wide as your handlebars. For everybody else who's a runner, as wide as your shoulders. All right, so go ahead, pick your poison, tighten your abs, lift your glutes up in the air. Excellent. You want a straight line right through here so that way the hip flexors are getting looser and the glutes are getting stronger. Now go back down again. Go ahead and take a yoga block or a ball or a towel. Squeeze it between your knees. Squeeze it strong. Now lift up. Now you're engaging your adductors and the glutes at the same time. The adductors are your inner thigh muscles, and when they get nice and strong, it releases tension on the outer part, hence your IT bands. So go ahead, do that one more time. Great, go back down. We could also lift your pelvis up again and just march in place. That's right, try to get it used to kind of firing and getting it ready to kind of take action. Get a little dynamic motion going inside there. Now the vastus medialis, that's a tough muscle to kind of keep strong. The vastus medialis is a teardrop muscle. It's that little muscle on the inner part of the knee. This is the muscle that commonly gets atrophied after people have surgery on their knee. It's also the muscle that never gets strong while you bike or run. And the reason is it only works in the last degrees of knee extension. So when you're biking, the leg is always bent. When you're running, it's always bent unless you're sprinting and it's really pushing out. So essentially this muscle, which is not a very big muscle, commonly gets weak. And then the IT band and the quads, the outer part of the quads, are really super strong and they'll win that battle all the time. And what it'll do, it'll tug on your kneecap, pull to the outside, and then all of a sudden you have patellotendinitis, or kneecap tracking syndrome, or runner's knee, or jumper's knee, whatever you want to call it. So very simply, take a foam roller, let's put it on here, prop up for me. Put this leg on it, this leg stays down. Everybody should have an ankle weight. Let's take an ankle weight, put it on. 5 pounds is plenty. 10, I think, is a little too much for this particular exercise. Now, Caitlin had a ACL repair, so she's perfect to demonstrate how that VMO muscle is atrophied. Sorry, Caitlin. You got to get this thing stronger. So with the weight on here, go ahead and lock it up a little bit, and then drop it back down. And don't get fooled. When you tear your ACL, they're always like, hey, strength training your hamstring. But this is for IT band syndrome. We want to make sure your VMO stays nice and solid. And when you do an exercise like this, go ahead. What are you doing? Up and down. You want to get at least 30 to 40 repetitions. I mean, if you're running, you're getting at least 180 repetitions every minute. So you can afford 40 repetitions every single day following or maybe even prior to going for a run. All right. Join me for part 3 of preventing IT band syndrome when I teach you how to stretch around the area and how to create better glide and slide to your soft tissues. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Run Smart, New York.